Hello, this is part 4 of State of Black Parent Behind the Scenes. I'm the founder, Shanice Richardson. Uh, so, I speaking, going, continuing off for the week of February. I covered 3 of the weeks, and one of the weeks we covered black authors, and so we have one that's adult writing, then we have one that is definitely for teens. Um, and maybe for young adults, but definitely go back to that show. I believe it's the second week in February. Um, you can find all these what I'm speaking about on the Pinterest board easily, where it says Blog Talk Radio. It'll show you what I'm speaking about. So one was a Jamaican born, which fit to the theme of a key blind. Those that are from out the country, renowned Jamaican born author that writes adult books and is also a panel member for the event. And then we have another lady that was a school teacher, that is a school teacher in the Detroit area, that write books for teens, for the young. So definitely tune into that show. It was a very interesting show, very cross-referencing, between the key line and between black authors, and one of the authors is also our own publishing company. So that was the directly, everyone was looking toward, the Black History Month to get in discussion there, but Black History should be recognized 365. January was the month that we had like the most of our people that December, January, where we had a young developer that had her own company in the Pennsylvania area, that she had a balloon company. We also had the doctor that was on there, and that show received a lot of listeners and archives. Even though people weren't saying much on the phone, but the points show that there was a lot of people there, and a lot of people went after the show. So people were talking about what they were saying. I don't know. No one got in touch with us about it. It was covered by high risk pregnancy, and Maurice was like, ain't nobody gonna be into that topic. I was like, high risk pregnancy is a major topic. Now, whether it's taboo or not, it is one thing, but it's something that definitely is a state of the black community, of the state of the black parent, because that comes into healthcare and economics, and education, because we just have some of the just tagging factors. Sickle cell, diabetes is just automatically we're thought of fibroids. And so we have to we the main ones need to have good health care, and that's the main reason why we need education, because we need doctors and lawyers, and we can't just have all these common don't want to learn anything people. Do you want somebody to hurry up and become a musician when you need your health care or your legal situation straight out? We had the lawyer from Georgia, attorney Tiffany L. Simmons. She was on our show several times, even with Elias. Yeah, she was on that show. So she was on that several times. Her show received a lot of reviews, and she was a very popular request. And I definitely look forward in the coming years to being back in contact and having her on the show again. So now we get back to, we have to change the event to New York City. So, let's do right. I voted for it at first. I did, and I still was stuck on it. But I'm giving the opportunity. Our people need to get more. Giving the opportunity to be more proactive in our own stuff before we go to other people, giving the option to vote. But voting comes with a responsibility. You have to be willing to put the action in. You can't just have it on one person to do everything. You can't say, oh well, because you're the leader, you should be doing all this. No. You need to be pulling some weight. And if you got children, they can need to pull some weight too. Especially if they're over 3-4 years old. They could do something to promote. They could do some research time, making some calls. Hey, because I used to do it, and that's how we used to play on the phone. But that's a whole nother story. So we changed the event over. Let's write event planner from Maryland that stays in Greensboro. she is, she was recommend, she was getting she was getting the vendors in, and this was called economics, where she was given the trust of collecting, even though in our written back and forth words, she wanted to say, well, I'm the one that wanted to take the money. Well, that's not my history. No job I had. They could say anything about I'm bougie, I think I'm all that, or whatever. Just say they don't like me, whatever a person may say. But stealing money, nah, ain't nobody gonna really say that. So even my worst enemy be like, I can't stand her because she too good a person or whatever like that. Or they may think I'm not stylish enough. So with that being said, we had a media press where we made the announcement. Also, we did requests for media sponsors. Seeing if there were media sponsors that particularly wanted to assist us more with the promoting, and Leslie was very proactive with it and so forth like that. And in the midst of promoting and on the website, I get a message. And I'm a very detailed, specific person, especially when you come to speaking about somebody doing something shysty. And they always say don't listen to rumors or don't badmouth nobody. Sometimes you gotta hear badmouth. So if you go through that experience, it's like, wow, you really repeated yourself and you're in denial of who you are. So this person don't want to be mentioned, but it did end up into a confrontation on Facebook, loud in the public opening. Their image was stolen along with the event that they was promoted to be, their image was to be there, but it never happened. And so it was two sides of the story until that was a pre-warning. So as we're changing, so I was like, I brought it to the attention. So you would think if somebody accused you of something, like if you're accused of a murder, or you're gonna do your best, or even if you're accused of rape, you're gonna do your best to become a better person. Not, even if you did do it to get yourself a second chance to rebuild your name and your brand, and not, okay, well this person know previous about me, and nah, when they say people have habits that they cannot, that you just cannot forgive. So with that, as being confronted about it, like, no, it's not true. It was just lies or whatever like that. And then you go back to the person and be like, well, this such and such, I need to know the real deal because it's somebody, most people trust event planners to collect the funds and promote their event. So where we go from there? So we changed the event over to New York City because that was the majority of the people that had paid in and responded to it. Not to mean in the mission time as we was changing over, and still, like I said, Christian and Muslim disputes and their beliefs and principles and stuff like that. So it was as though I had to choose, and I just went for choosing because like I already explained in the previous video. So we didn't have HBCU kids no longer as a part of the event. She was interested in being a contributor, and I just was like, so this part here, so in the midst, as we was changing and things all, that was a transition and turmoil and disputed times, and since then we've been neutral back with each other. So this event has really brought the Destiny's Child state of black. Oh my goodness, it really has. So, you know, focus was New York City, and then eventually we come to the point of another event planner that was working with Lester Wright. She's from the New York area. And so the building that we were to have, one of our media sponsors was helping us with. You know, yeah, people say stuff, yeah, people put stuff in email and then they come back and change it no matter what it's written up as, which was Medgar Evers College. I believe the name was too controversial. Um, and a reason, you know, we had a lot of ropes, a lot of barriers to deal with, and definitely the mission is to remove the barriers. And we don't own our own buildings, so that means we got to go by other people's rules, what they want us to do, extra policies, writing up essays and standardized tests to get into them and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, oh, okay, it was a letdown because we had vendors from around the country, and we had several of them. We had the vendor page up. So as this was happening with the Medgar College, you know, they're like, yes, you know, email, so forth, and contacting, and then we're on hold for the next official, you know, closing. Let's close the deal. Let's know what we need to put in. Oh, well, we won't be, and then so then come back, oh well, we won't really be open during that time, so could you change the event? It's like, no, we told you up front what the date was that we had, and we already started advertising, so we need to be having it somewhere in New York City for that date. And then it was just so much other this and that with it. You know how you get to run around, and then we check with, you know, checking with other facilities and their process and procedures. It was just like a waiting. And you know, if you ain't no lawyer, you ain't no psychic, you just can't be signing yourself into stuff, especially if it ain't no simple paperwork. So okay, let's get to the point. I'm gonna talk about it in the next video for sure. You're gonna hear about Lester Wright.